Hi, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Hilary. And this is the Hard Truth Podcast.
Hey, Carmen. How are you?
Great.
Thanks for joining us. Sure. Just so everybody knows, this is my friend Carmen. I've met her, 15, 16 years ago.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So, of course, everybody knows Hilary. So, Carmen's joining us today, and she's going to share some of her experiences with us about some of her relationships. When I met Carmen, she was single. I don't know if you were newly divorced or not.
A few years out.
A few years? I knew you had been married and divorced, but you were in a relationship when I met you, kind of, sort of, or dating someone at the time. And then you moved away about, 50-something miles? And I haven't seen you in forever until recently.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we still talk back and forth. But
yeah. That's another story about how we met. It's very strange how we met. I still remember how you introduced yourself to me and I know you. We'll have to tell that story later on or something. But anyway, so you want to tell us a little bit about what's been going on in your life with your relationship? We're not gonna be man bashing tonight, but we're gonna talk about.
Sure? No,
we're gonna be Carmen might be. I'm not, but
No.
we're gonna talk about some of her relationships and the different things that she's had going on compared to what Hilary and I have been and not been through.
Might be comparing.
I was going to say, you have a lot of stories you can probably share with her that I don't. So, tell us about when I met you. I know you, like I said, you were newly divorced. You were in a relationship because you were dating a guy that worked at a local dealership here in town when I met you.
Well, I was kind of talking to a guy at the dealership. Well, I met you because me and you kind of do boy things. Like,
car stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like last weekend, went to the car show. But I met you playing poker, and there's not.
Well, that was part of my story. I was going to tell you later. But yeah, I met you playing poker online of all places.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
you were dating him then. How long did you date him?
Oh, not long at all because he was a liar. Like a lot of.
We're starting off good.
Well, no, I mean, and. Like we said, I have to carry such masculine energy a lot of the time because the men these days just don't.
Well, I think you have to if you're a strong, independent woman. You do. I mean, you can take care of yourself, but we want somebody to take care of us. I mean, I think we all do.
We want to be in our feminine, but we cannot.
We can't because the men don't carry.
They don't
the
carry
masculine energy anymore at all.
No, and that's what we want. I keep saying it over and over and over. And every guy that's reached out to me, nobody has really gotten it because I've said, I want somebody who puts me first.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think they get it because they all want me to do for them. And I don't mean just financially. It's like run around and do what they want to do when they want to do it. They never ask me what I want to do, where I want to go. And I'm just thinking, yeah, no.
I don't think I've ever had that though.
But that's what I want. I'm probably never going to get it, but that's what I want. And I don't mean it has to be perfect.
But I'm thinking back on half the United States here, and
that was a quarter,
right? Oh no, yeah, it's a quarter.
It's a quarter.
Sorry, it's a
quarter.
quarter. I don't really. Maybe one or two that actually thought about what I wanted, but majority of them,
like the guy that's gonna buy you a car. I mean, it's a little overboard, but that's not where we're asking for. But that kind of thing. It's like, well, they'll do anything for you, but. Go back to what you were saying, like that guy. So how long did you talk to him? You didn't talk to him. I know that you moved away, I don't know, probably within that year maybe of meeting.
Yeah, I didn't stay. I moved here really because to get away from where I lived and all the drama and my ex being there and all that stuff. That's really why I got away.
Yeah.
Because, ideally, long term, I don't want to live in a big city.
Right.
I really would like to live in the country somewhere.
Yeah. Well, if you have the right person, I mean, I think that's kind of everybody would want to do that.
Well, and for the longest time, I mean, a lot of people don't even know this about me. For the last few years, when I was seeing somebody, that was what I did every single day. I would drop the kid off at dance or wherever, and I would go out to the country every day.
I would spend time with that person.
Yeah, I did. I would go hunting and fishing and whatever, every single day.
They wanted to do.
Yeah. I mean, that was my escape from wherever. I don't like well, I don't like all the people, and I don't like a fast life. I don't really like going out. I like
You're
my animals and growing my own.
You don't care for the
cooking my own
nightlife,
food.
the type of nightlife.
No,
going out and all
I
that
don't
stuff.
like going out. I don't really like any of that at all. Now I like getting online and playing video games and stuff like that. But
Do you still play poker online?
I don't play poker.
I haven't done that in forever.
I do not play poker.
It's been a long time. I got so good at it, I got bored. I mean, when you have like 10 million chips and you can't convert it to cash in South Carolina, it gets kind of. I was betting 40 grand at a time in those tables.
Yeah, I mean, I
Too bad it wasn't real money.
I played with those couple of guys that we played with.
Mm-hmm. So when you moved away, I mean, you didn't move like 50, 60 miles away. When you moved away, were you in a relationship then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when I moved back, yeah.
And so is that one of the long-term relationships you were talking about?
Yes. Yeah.
You want to tell us some stories? You want to tell us about some of the single men? You and I talked about some single men that either portrayed themselves as not being married or were married and portrayed themselves as being single. I'm not sure how that went. And then
now the one that I had just broken up with, and then I moved here.
Mm-hmm.
I back and forth with that one for 19 years.
Oh wow! Is he the father of one of your children?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's been a hot mess. Like,
Are you still in touch with him now?
No.
Okay.
We don't. I mean, he was like, even though we weren't together, we were like very best friends up until not so long ago. But some people you just have to cut out of your life when they do things that aren't good for them.
Actually, it's not good for you.
Well, it's not good for me. And
he was doing things that were bad for him too.
He was doing things that were bad for him, and so I had to cut him out of my life.
Does he have a relationship with your child?
Not anymore.
No.
Mm-mm.
Is that by her choice or your choice?
Everybody's not his choice, but you gotta tough love people.
Oh, you do.
And it also depends on the circumstance. It's kind of a bad circumstance on his end.
It's a bad circumstance
to where she probably doesn't need to be.
We're all tough loving right now.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't need to be exposed to that type of atmosphere.
Yeah, we're all doing the tough love thing right now.
Wow.
And you got to sometimes.
You do.
It's hard all the way around, but you got to. Maybe one day things will change, but I mean that's just the way it is.
So you've had a couple of long-term relationships, right, with both of your children's fathers? Is that right?
Well,
both of them were long-term relationships.
No, I mean, yeah. The youngest one's dad, it was a few years, but she hasn't seen him in
A long time.
a long time.
So tell us about, because Hilary's been there, done that a long time ago, dating apps, and I tried it for 24 hours? I was supposed to do it for like a week,
gosh.
and I tried it for 24 hours, and I couldn't stand it. So
I've never done the dating
Well, I was
apps
going to
thing.
ask you, in between, did you ever do the dating apps or dating online with people? Or
No.
how about with the social media and stuff now?
No. Now, I have guys approach me all the time on social media.
Right.
And I'm like, no, like, all the time. No.
Ones you don't know.
Yes.
Hillary,
Well, and ones I do know.
Are you getting a lot of that now? People messaging you that you
I
don't
literally
know?
have people talking to themselves in my DMs.
Yes, same.
Oh my gosh.
Like yesterday, today, you name it. I don't respond to those. Like people I don't know. I'm like, first of all, read the room, buddy, because this is not the kind of atmosphere where you just like message me cold.
Mm-hmm.
Because
They're very brave.
Very bold and brave, because this is not the kind of environment where you're just going to be like, hey.
But is that
we can be
manly?
friends.
Is that the manly thing that we're talking about, though? I mean, is that because they're supposed to approach us first? But that is not the way to do
No,
it.
I just
think.
assume something's wrong with you or you're slow.
Right.
Because this is not the kind of environment. Read the room.
Well, I mean, and just like for me, for example, I keep getting really young guys to
Oh,
message
yeah, I
me.
get that
those
too.
two.
And then, like,
Yeah.
they've been sending me selfies
Yeah,
and
no.
other kind of pictures, and I'm like, yeah, they could be my
No.
child. You know, it's a little bit too young.
Those
I
are
have a
funny, though.
26-year-old that's in this town that's chasing me. So
Yeah,
there you
that's what
go.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I
It's
have
just-
one that's 23. He makes sure to say that.
I don't have any in the
Hey,
20s.
I'm 23. I'm like,
I don't have any-
buddy.
I don't.
Hey, no, I'm not gonna read you a bedtime story or cut up your steak, honey. No.
I don't have any that
No.
I know that are in their 20s. I've had some in their 30s and 40s, obviously. But as far as like them messaging me on social media, yeah, some in the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Like
Like the one that
cry in a thunderstorm. I can't deal with stuff like that.
No, I don't want to have to train anybody either.
No, I think they all need trained.
I was gonna say. I think you're ruling out everybody. Hillary.
Well,
think
I
you're
don't want
ruling out-
anybody. We've all established that now. No,
That's
one.
what. You know what? I got the Inquisition the other night by this girl that my friend brought along. And she starts asking me all these questions. And she's like, do you like this guy? Do you like this kind of guy? This kind of guy? And I'm like, I don't like anybody.
Right.
Like, no.
I don't think anybody even seems attractive to me right now.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I think I just have to like randomly just not be looking for it and meet them like a new person comes
You
up.
sound
and-
like everybody else that says
Yep.
that to me. Oh, when you're not looking. You're
Oh,
not
yeah,
looking.
no,
Well,
that's such crap.
It is. It is such crap. Sorry to be telling you this because you are excited about all of this, but it is crap. It's crap. It's crap.
So
it's
I'm
crap.
gonna be alone the rest of my life.
No,
Okay, fine.
no, I don't feel like that. I feel like you will probably meet someone, but I feel like it's gonna be you're gonna nitpick him to death, and then you'll be like, nope, nope, And it's gonna be.
Maybe I
the
should
end.
just be like in a situationship or something.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
But anyway,
Friends with benefits.
so there you go. So what about where you at now with dating and all that kind of stuff?
I mean,
are you like, is there a toss up between who you're going out with tomorrow, or is it like?
what do you mean going out? I don't want to go out.
So there's not
So
anybody
here's
in
the
your life.
problem. Here's the whole problem. I do not want to go out.
Right.
Sure you do. You just want to go out with the
No.
right man.
No,
though.
I don't want to go out. That's the whole problem.
That's me.
So here's the deal. You know, I just recently started venturing out of the house, okay? Every time it is a disaster and I hate it.
I don't think we had a disaster. I mean, we had some little
Drama.
incidents or drama, but we didn't really. It wasn't.
Every time I go out is a disaster.
Now the guy that wanted to lay his head on my lap that was drunk at the bar, we got to up. That's just because we
Okay.
had to go to the bathroom.
Now let's discuss that situation.
Yeah, I had to go to the bathroom really
I
bad,
missed
so we
this.
wound up there.
Okay,
But
so
our quality of bars needs to go up. Yeah.
Okay, so this was the only bar that was open,
In
okay?
the middle of the week.
Yeah.
It's the good one that closed that we were at
So
earlier.
I know this guy, and I've known him since high school. And he pretends he doesn't know me, but he's sitting over there winking at me. And I'm like, oh, cut the crap. And then he's like sitting there trying to give me a line, telling me I look like a porcelain doll or some nonsense.
Yeah, I used to make no wrinkles and talk about how
Yeah,
young you
and I'm
looked
like, oh, shut up. And then he's like, you're the kind of girl, what did he say? You're the kind of girl I would eat Debbie cakes and watch a movie with. And I said, buddy, I am the kind of girl that would eat Debbie cakes and watch a movie because that's the kind of stuff I like to do. But
your girl's
You-
sitting over here, but your girl's sitting
Yeah.
over here looking at us like we're
yeah. But you would sit right here at the bar because that's what you do. You make
Yeah.
the choice to do that every single day.
Right.
And you have 7 girls surrounding you because you buy them drinks every single day. Like, that's the life you live. No, I want to go home. I want to go home, eat Debbie cakes, and watch a movie.
Well,
By myself.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, he was not attractive, and he was trying to take my seat, and he was talking about laying his head on that because he wasn't feeling well. But he had a woman there that wanted to take him home.
Yes.
But I think she wanted to take him to her house, but he insisted on going to his house. But he was driving, and she was going to drive her car. But she took an Uber there, so
It
there's a
was-
whole lot of stuff going on, and I'm just sitting there going.
She's
wow.
sitting there
I'm
doing
sitting there
that,
going,
and
I'm going,
he
Carmen,
gives
can we
me
go?
his keys,
Carmen, can we go?
gives me his alarm code to his house, his code to his truck, and I'm like, oh, honey, I'm not doing, no. Mm-mm.
And I don't know what that conversation was he had with himself, and he finally agreed that I said something and that something was okay, and I don't remember what it was, but all I know is he went to take a selfie, and I leaned out of the picture, because there's no way that I'm going to be in a photo with him on social media, ever. Not even for, like, maybe for 100 grand, but not for 1,000.
Yeah.
Maybe for 100 grand, but no, I just wanted to leave.
It was so funny because
You just weren't drinking your drink fast enough.
Yeah, because I don't. I feel like
I'm
every
like,
time
drink
I
it.
go somewhere, I do have to slow drink and only drink a few because I end up babysitting someone.
Yeah.
And in this circumstance, it was him because he had a mob full of.
Well, we left them there. I think we left them there, and I hope they got home.
They
all
did
right.
because I have another mutual friend of them that was like, "Hey, I heard you were at such and such place," and I'm like, "Oh God,
Yeah, don't mention my name.
no."
I just
No.
want to use that.
This is why I don't go out. This is why I don't go out because you run into high school people that you never intend to see.
But here's the
I don't
thing.
see
don't
anybody
wanna
from high
see.
school. I think that's a
Yeah.
good thing.
I don't know how because y'all live in a much smaller place than I do.
Yeah, but those people either still live in those itty bitty towns that are here locally around us in those little small towns, or they've moved completely away.
A lot of the people that I graduated with, they moved like up towards Charlotte and stuff.
See,
So
a lot
I
of-
did see them when I was living up there.
A lot of them
Yeah.
still live in this one county over from us, and they're like you. They just kind of stay in the same little town and live their life there, and they don't really care about, they don't do any nightlife and anything like that. And I don't care about that either. If I just have to keep going to keep myself sane, I can't just, under circumstances, I can't just sit and stare at four walls.
I do that just fine.
My circumstances
Yeah,
are
I
a little
just-
bit different right now until I.
Well, and see, I just feel like I'm not going to meet anybody that wants the same things I want going out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Because
met
you go out.
my two husbands both at bars. Both at bars. And so
See, I don't really want to.
neither one of them worked out.
No.
Yeah.
And, that's what I'm saying.
So it's either bars, which I don't like to do, but I do go out with my friends to some of the bars, but I don't really drink that much anymore. And then, if you do like the car shows and things like that, you run into some of the people in town. I run into people I went to school with. Normally, I didn't see very many of them there last Saturday, but I mean,
You ran into a bunch of people last weekend.
they were a lot of older men that come to my Cars and Coffee. That's what they were. They were a lot of the ones from the local clubs that usually come to my Cars and Coffee, and I haven't been there in like 2 months in my own Cars and Coffee, so I haven't seen them, so I want to speak to them. But usually there's a lot of guys and their wives that come there, that one local car show that I went to school with, and I only saw a couple people that I went to school with. Saw a couple that I'd worked with before. Saw some people from other towns. But that's the thing about going to the car shows, and you do meet a lot of different people, because people will come up and talk to you that don't really know you, that'll talk to you about your car or whatever. But the thing is, like one of my friends said, he's like, Stephanie, you can't go to the car shows with us, like with 10 guys walking around with you and expect a guy to come up and talk to you. I was like, well, they do. They just don't ask me out because they don't know which one of y'all is my boyfriend, kind of thing. So, and I'm like, they should see that most of them are younger than me, but,
And some have girlfriends and some have wives.
Oh, yeah, most of them have girlfriends and wives. They just happen to either not be there or they're not standing
Because
around.
they're not into cars or whatever it might be.
So, and some of them come with them. Just a lot of them haven't been here recently. But anyway, so you're going to have to give us some examples of some of those things we talked about. You got a story to tell us?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you,
Okay. So you talk about going somewhere with somebody, nobody approaches you. Well, nobody approaches me anyway. Like ever.
you
Nobody
do a lot of
ever.
stuff at the school with your daughter. No
Yeah.
dad.
No.
dads at the school.
No, never. And then when I go out to the bar and stuff, never. Nobody ever talks to me. And then when I do go out, like with someone, nobody, never. I get hit on by women more lately than men. But, I go out lately with like an old friend or somebody I've gone out with a million times before, just as friends. Married guys, like, I have this old friend that's married and we've been out a million times to like football games, stuff like that. Never been an issue. He and his wife are separated, supposedly. I'm friends with her, so it's never been a problem. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to try to make a move on me.
Oh no.
But then I start seeing like,
But you're not interested in that way.
oh no, ew.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna be doing that a lot.
Did you spit on me or something?
No, but it's like as many times. I mean, we've been friends for like 35 years, probably. You know.
Well, I mean, that's just like guys messaging me that I went to school with, and he's like, "Oh, I always had a crush on you, and can we go out?"
No.
No.
He's like, we still live together, but we're not together. We're moving.
No.
We're supposed to be moving out or something at such and such point in time. Okay, but you're paying in cash so she doesn't see what you're doing, and like she's texting you the whole time.
So you don't think they're separated?
No, you a lie. You a whole lie, man. I know the way this works. I'm not dumb. Like, I see what you're trying to do.
So you didn't see it anywhere from what she said of them being separated. He's just telling you that.
Yeah, and he's talking about how they live like a separate life. No, you don't. You over there paying in cash because you don't want her to see where you're at and what you're doing.
Right.
I did
And
have
she's
one
still
guy
texting you.
I-
Come on, man.
I had one guy that was messaging me and I thought was single. And he did tell me that he and his wife pretty much live separate lives in their house.
But you know, with things the way they are, as expenses go and stuff.
I mean, I get it.
I can kind of see it,
I can.
but you know, things happen.
I mean, okay, so
If you're living under the same roof.
Technically,
Yeah, I wouldn't trust that.
well, I'm the exception to the rule because technically I could have stayed and lived in my house if I had not been, if it had not ended in the way that it ended,
Right.
Financially and not any place to go. I could have lived there until we either sold the house or saved some money or whatever, and nothing would have happened because like it was whenever it happened, it was over and done with. It's like no looking back. But it was just safety wise, it was better for me to leave. But I would have probably been the exception to the rule. I could have probably lived in the house.
I don't think you could have dated because.
Oh
He
no,
wouldn't have let you.
it would have been dangerous for if I dated under those
Right.
circumstances. I think some people probably can live in houses together. It's not a good situation, and I would not want to date somebody who was doing that. And in your situation, it sounds like he was lying.
He was lying. 100% lying.
Do you think? I mean, did you message his wife?
No, I didn't have to. Okay, because he did try to like make a move on me, and I'm like, ew. But then he left from where I was and went somewhere else, and a bunch of like people we hang out with were there.
Y'all were out in public when he tried to do this.
Oh yeah. And then he left and went somewhere else, and I guess people told.
So he started doing that with somebody else. So how did he even get
yeah.
out? I mean, how was he out of the house? And what? I mean,
I guess he just goes and does what he wants to. And
So that moving into the part that we talked about men and women, because I mean it could go for women also living double lives.
oh gosh, yes. So we've had like the most drama with somebody close to me, like super long relationship, marriage.
So this is the woman was your friend or the man? I mean, obviously both probably at this point. They've been
Well, I
together
can't
for a long
say how.
time. Okay.
It's not a friend.
Okay.
But
Just somebody
she
you know.
finds out that there's like a porn addiction or something at some point over the last
Right.
few years. And then like he's been downloading these apps and all this stuff, communicating with other women, and now it's like full blown affair and carrying on. I mean, there's like kids involved and like
Oh dear.
decades of marriage.
So kids involved outside of the marriage or kids involved in the marriage?
In the marriage. Yeah. And it's just like,
It's an ego thing, and and then they'll blame it on the wife and say, "Well, you're not giving me what I want," or whatever it might be, and they blame it on
yeah,
the
Why
it's
don't
like,
I have enough respect for the person to?
They
you
don't.
know,
They don't.
it's
They're
like
they're
they-
only thinking of themselves at that point.
Yeah, that's what I feel like the younger generation does. I
Mhm.
mean, but I know some that are not that much younger than me, they're doing the same thing. So whether it be wives or girlfriends or whatever.
this is like the kind of person that's like, he is like a deacon at church and
Oh,
a
wow.
coach, and he's parading around as like
Because he has the good life, he didn't want to get rid of
right.
that. and the esteem from having that good life.
So how does he have time?
He doesn't even want to apologize or.
Oh, she found out?
Oh yeah, and this is just recent, and he does not want to own up to any of what he's done, and he's just like, you can't even imagine the guilt I feel, and I'm like,
How long?
we're
did it
gonna
go?
make this about you?
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're gonna make it about them.
Like-
How long do you think it went on before she found out?
Years.
Oh wow.
And once they figure
But
out
she
how
found,
to
like-
get away with it, that's what they're going to do.
And they're gonna do it again.
Because she
Yeah.
found like months and months and months worth of text messages back and forth.
It's the thrill of it. It
But
really
if he
is.
was actually living a double life, was he staying? Was he like, because what I found it, I know a couple people that have done this over the years, all the way back to when I was a child. Actually, it was a family member, or I mean, I consider them family. They probably really technically weren't family, but people that work in different fields that go out and they spend weeks at a time out or days at a time out at their job tend to, especially men, and I mean, I'm sure women do it too. They go to another town, they're staying in a hotel, they go to the bar, they meet somebody, they portray themselves as being single. Next thing you know it, they're in a relationship with you. Well, I'm going out of town for work, and and they're out of town is from where they're going, like back home for that time frame, or the weekend or whatever. And next thing you know it, they're like in a committed relationship in this one town and still married in another town and possibly with children. And then next thing you know it, they're in a relationship, buying a home or living with this other person, living a double life. And I think it happens to a lot of people that have those type of jobs.
So they're always traveling.
They're always traveling, and
And
they're
probably
looking
have
for,
somebody in every town.
they're looking for something to satisfy them for wherever they are.
Right. They don't know how to be alone.
Mm-mm.
I think that's a lot of
And
it.
I think, I don't know. I mean, I don't like being alone either, but I'm gonna tell you what. I think it's a whole lot easier for women to be alone than for men.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
I've watched
Mhm.
several relationships in the last year of people that I've been close with, and the men immediately, like the girl wasn't even out the door good, and they were already trying to find another woman. Or they're in a relationship and they're still looking for other women.
Yeah, it does happen.
So, I mean, I do know of one woman that's kind of doing the same thing. And I mean, I don't know all of her circumstances. I'm not real close with her, but I saw some of it myself, and then a gentleman shared some of it. He was, I think, I don't know if he had dated her a long time ago or was looking to date her recently, and she's already in a relationship, but then, half the time she says she's not, but she is, and I don't think people really know what's going on. So,
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that pretend to be somebody they're not. So it's easy. It's kind of easy to get by with that.
okay, so I'm gonna ask y'all another question. Hilary, you got any questions before I keep asking all these
Oh no,
questions?
I was going to share a story, but
Oh, what you got? What you got?
Well, the industry I'm in, which I've not said anything about, but recently, well, probably in the last couple of years, found out that one of the girls that's in this industry, she travels a lot with what we're doing.
Yep.
She promotes a product, basically.
Okay.
Traveling a lot, and the husband found out that everywhere she was going,
She's out of affair.
there was someone at each place that she was going.
But is she going back to these places on a regular basis, or is
Yes.
she just like,
Yes. So
you know,
she's
like
having
one night?
There's like four
So
relationships
not like
going on.
relationships, not like one night stands in a new
Mhm.
city, but relationships in different towns. Every
Yeah,
time
so,
she goes there.
I mean, they know we're in South Carolina, so it was like Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, and Virginia.
Oh, that's for us.
So
And this is coming a woman doing this, not a
yes,
man.
This is a woman,
See,
and
we're not man bashing here.
no,
We're
it's a
sharing the
woman,
truth for us.
and I just don't know how you keep up with that. My ex best friend, she was just like you were saying with the guy who was in a relationship and then
Right.
was already looking for someone else. She was always like that.
Right.
So she was constantly going from being either, whether it was marriage, boyfriend, whatever, she was going from one to the next, to the next, to the next, and always, scanning. My mom told me I'm not allowed to say that she was pretty or beautiful or anything or exotic, I think is what I called her last time, but because she said she's absolutely not. But it was her personality that was attractive, I
Right.
think, and so men were attracted to
Right.
her. And she flirted all the time, and but that's who she was.
I think that's what I'm more attracted to is personality than
Oh yeah.
maybe looks.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but
you gotta be attracted to
women-
some.
Women have, we already have, all of this, but you add into a personality with that, and then
Right.
you have like the total package. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I'm not saying she was drop dead gorgeous, but she was, to me, I thought she was exotic looking. So that's why she did get a lot of attention. But she was in a marriage and still, finding boyfriends. And at one point she had a boyfriend and a husband. So, but anyway, but that's what I was saying. It's not just men. It's not just men. It's women too. Women can do it too.
So if they call for men, when they have a girlfriend or a wife and a side chick, what do they call it when a man has a wife or a girlfriend? What if it's the woman that's married has a husband and a boyfriend? What is the boyfriend called? I don't know. Why they call side chicks?
I don't know. I call that woman crazy because
Side piece, maybe?
Maybe it's a side piece.
Side
Because
piece.
they call the women side
I
chicks.
wouldn't want one, much less two. Good
No.
gracious mercy.
I mean,
None.
yeah, what are the odds of you finding two good ones in a lifetime? You
No.
can't find one.
No.
I can't.
Like she said earlier, liar. That's what it's called. Liars.
Lie. So I'll go back to the story that I
You were going to ask questions.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I want to hear your story. I'd asked you this before, but I'm gonna ask Carmen.
Oh gosh.
So, like, let's say, what's your opinion of, like? I know you talked to me about this one guy that he seems pretty on the up and up
Oh,
and
gosh.
respectful as far as like not talking to a bunch of women at one time. Like he's just, he's kind of pursues one woman at a time. He either pursues you or he doesn't, right? So, like, what I found is, like, I've had men that were talking to me, and then blatantly you can see they're talking to other women. And
Like online is what you
well,
mean.
online or, messaging or, it's very obvious when they do it online, but even sometimes, like, if you spend time with them, they're constantly on their phone and they're talking to somebody, they're not talking to their mama, kind of thing. So, like, if you're just dating, like, what's acceptable to you for them to be talking or pursuing another relationship while you're just dating, or you just went out a couple of times, or you've gone out once or twice, versus like getting serious and thinking about making it a relationship, and then, like, can they still talk to people or no? I mean, you're not engaged, you're not married. I think in a relationship, yeah, unless you have an open relationship or what you call a situationship.
Okay, I'm kind of different than everybody else.
Go back to the dating part. Like, see, I'm very strict. Like, there was a guy that was interested in me, and
I saw that nonsense.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna work.
Okay, I'm very different.
Especially if we're not
else.
even friends to
I'm
begin with.
kind of old-fashioned about that.
I think I am
I
too.
think, like, everybody else now is just sitting there, like, women are pursuing guys. I'm not that way. And
Yeah,
just
I'm not gonna chase
like,
anybody.
throwing out a freaking net and seeing
Well,
who
they
they
catch.
can catch. And no. If I see a guy going around, like, going after everybody, not interested. It's a complete turn off for me.
It is.
Me
It's
too.
a red flag.
I do
Yeah.
not. I'm not interested at all. Like, no. Sorry.
How about the ones that are, you're friends with them on Facebook, but you see them and they're constantly talking about, I just want somebody to love me. I want this. I want, it's like they'll take anybody at this point. You know what
So
I
I have a friend like that.
mean?
And I'm like, dude, quit being so thirsty. Like, I cannot.
Right.
I'm like, you are desperate. And I've had this conversation with him. I'm like, you are just going for anybody. And then you want to know why it's missed. And he would date somebody and it would last a month or it would last a few weeks. And I'm like, because you are just any and everybody.
So
And
is
then
he
you
really?
have-
Is he really dating them to date them to be in a relationship, or does he just want to have sex with them and move on?
No, he really genuinely
He
wants
wants
somebody
Yeah,
somebody
that's
to
what I'm
love.
thinking. Like,
He
these
wants-
people that are putting
he
this, they
really-
want that.
He
relationship.
really
Okay,
does
yeah.
Want someone to love, and he's willing to do anything to end up with someone to love, but he's going about it all the wrong way.
So what does he look for in a woman that is he just talking to anybody, or does he go by looks,
Oh my
personality,
gosh.
same town? What is he doing to find somebody?
So this is his stupidity. Okay, so he goes for a look. Okay.
He's got a look.
Yes, he goes for a look. And then then he goes for the set of qualities. And then everything he can't stand about that set of qualities, then he goes for the next set of qualities. And then he says, oh, well, I screwed this up. So let me go and do this different. And then he just keeps messing it up. And then goes and ends up with some of the qualities, some of the looks, ends up with a catfish who's still married, and then says, oh, well, I did all this wrong, but hey, I can salvage it, and I'm just going to make it work out, and then if it doesn't work, then I can at least say I gave it every effort. I was like, dude, no. I was like, no, what? I said, look, dude, no, if it doesn't work, it's because you picked somebody who wasn't emotionally available. She is still married to someone else. Like,
were they separated?
No. Like,
So he's just.
I said, who you picked was a recipe for disaster.
Right.
So why is she?
You were like jumping from one person to another.
So she was just looking for like a sexual relationship outside
of
of marriage.
For somebody to fix her mess.
So she's so she's just looking for something outside
Yeah,
of the
and I'm like,
marriage,
then when
and he's looking for a relationship.
He's looking for a
which is a
relationship,
disaster.
somebody
He should be
to love.
talking
Yes.
to single women.
Yes. I'm
Is it
like, dude,
blondes, brunettes? What is it that he looks for?
brown hair girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to know why?
My
Men marry brunettes. They like to have fun with blondes, but they marry brunettes.
Yeah.
And when men that are in that stage of looking for, I know, hush it. When they are looking for that, they're looking for what they want to settle down, because they think a blonde is all about having fun and doing stuff and has all the men.
She says this because his girlfriend that he was with for so long was blonde.
That's what I'm saying.
And then every girl after that was like a brunette.
Yeah. So if you're blonde, go get brunette. You want him to settle down, honey? Go become a brunette. I don't know what it is.
There's my problem.
I think
So what she's saying is you need to dye your hair brown.
When your ex-husband, met you, were you more on the blonde or more on the brunette?
I've always been blonde.
You have blonde in it, but were you more brunette?
No, I've always been blonde.
Okay.
I was born with white blonde hair, and it just got dark like in high school.
Kind of like dirty blonde.
It started getting really, I have naturally dirty blonde hair, but it looks really dark when it grows out, because I swear I think my hair is getting darker the older I get.
Right.
But it's been blonde my whole life.
Yeah, I had dirty blonde too, but I like to be on the darker side, so I always go darker. But so I can't say one way or the other, because there's always been dark in my hair. But I'm telling you, it is something, it is proven. I've read things about it. They love brunettes. They want to marry a brunette.
Here you go.
Now, they can have the hots for a blonde or hots for a redhead, but they don't necessarily.
Well, I'm not
married.
planning on getting married again.
Well,
so
that's
there
what I'm
you go.
saying.
I mean, me either.
Well, me either.
Maybe I'll just have fun.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Just have fun. Just have fun.
I mean, I said I was going to spend this year hanging out with my blonde friends.
Yep.
I mean,
Well, you don't have to worry about me stealing any of your boyfriends.
what boyfriends?
Well, if we meet any while we're out, I guess.
I mean, no.
But we're
They'll be scared of me.
Like, I know people are probably telling you too, you need to get out. You're not going to meet anybody when you're sitting at home.
Yeah, but then when I go out, everybody's like,
Weird. They're all weird.
well, they're all weird because they're on drugs.
Well, that too.
I was not expecting, this is the whole problem. 90% of the people when I go out are on drugs or something. I'm like, what is wrong with people out here? This is why I don't
That's
go
their
out.
coping. That's their coping.
Yeah, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
it's weird out here.
I don't want to say that I don't get hit on, because do you remember the brewery when we were all sitting there and the dude was sitting behind y'all and I thought he was looking at your phone? Do you remember that?
I remember you talking about, I don't remember it being my phone, but I remember you saying him looking
I kept
at me.
saying, he's like doing this, I thought he was like looking at her phone. No, he wanted to come talk to me. And I was like, okay, y'all, I'm out. I'm going to go get a drink.
Well, you better talk to him, because you're the only brunette here, and you're going to be the one getting married. I mean, what can I say? We're not getting married.
But hey,
But I'm a whole lot of fun.
oh my God. So I mean, look at how many people blonde. I mean, There's ones that are married. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I got it.
They all. I'm telling you, it's statistics. That's all
Don't
it
worry,
is.
if we go out, I'm not asking you to marry me. And you'd be lucky if you get to go out with Carmen. She has very high expectations.
No, I have no expectations
No.
at all at this point.
Yeah, I think your
Yeah.
expectations are really high. So
Yeah, I mean, because I don't know. It's just weird.
I'm not gonna lie. Every guy that I've run into that I look at and I go, well, I could probably go out with him. No, he's too young. And I don't mean like 20s and early 30s like that, but they're like late 30s, early 40s, and I'm just too old for them. It's just I don't
I
understand.
don't think you are.
Everybody my age is dead. They're either younger than me, way younger than
They're
me.
not your age.
No,
and
no,
dead.
no. Hillary hears me say this all the time. They're either younger than me or way younger than me, or they're a little bit older than me, but they look a lot older than me. And there's a gap of people that look my age, whether they are or not. It's really bad. I'm like, there's something wrong here. There's really something wrong here. So she knows what I'm talking about. She's in my age range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's older
I'm throwing her under the bus. All this.
The blonde hair, the birthdays.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Okay, so I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong. Why is it okay for the men to date younger women? Why can you not date a younger man? I don't understand.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with me dating a younger man, but not as young as the ones that. So, like, if I'm just having a conversation with.
Everybody thinks you look you're in your 30s anyway.
Well, no. But if I have a conversation with a younger guy and I start thinking, oh, he's kind of cool, you know,
Mhm.
he's a nice guy. One, they're either married,
Mm-hmm.
or
That's the
two,
problem.
they're like 15 years younger.
Right.
The problem here is the 5-year window would be okay, but since most people tell me I look 10 years younger than my age, there lies the 15-year window.
Right.
Therefore, I look like I'm not that much older than them. However, I could be close to being their mother. You know. No.
But what if you're just attracted to them? I mean, like,
think maybe I'm attracted to younger men?
well, I know I am
That's
because
because all the other ones look like they're
the
elderly.
old ones are they just want to sit on the couch and be a couch potato, and I want somebody that wants to do stuff.
Well, I mean, I'm
And right
kind
now
of
I'm
like
a couch potato.
I'm kind of like Carmen over here. I'm okay with being a couch potato and eating a little bit.
Occasionally.
If it's somebody I'm gonna fall in love with,
Right.
but like we ain't doing no love at first sight around here. So you know, I got to at least go out a couple times to even know if I can.
I mean,
tolerate
I don't know how much money they got. I would do 90-Day Fiance at this point. Depends on how much money they got.
How does that work?
I mean,
I think you have to go out of the United States to do that, though. So
I mean, they could come over here and I'll give them a green card.
oh, that's right. That's what the 90-Day Fiance was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go over to you look. I think some people were like from Florida. They went to like California, or was that the swapping of the? No, that was swapping the spouses kind of stuff. That wasn't fiance.
I'm just kidding. I don't like nobody that much.
Well, I mean,
I
you
don't
don't know
either.
because you hadn't met them.
but yeah, but
I
you
don't
meet
care. I don't need to meet them.
them. Oh well, that's my whole thing.
See, I want to meet somebody.
Okay, I want to meet somebody, but I don't want to have to go out and do it. Because,
She wants them to knock on the door.
yes, come knock on my door. Like,
Well, if you're not going to answer your social media, I can tell you right now, there's hardly anybody in your social media that you're going to want to go out with, unless you already know them.
Yeah. Last time I checked, there's 320 something.
I just started deleting
unanswered
them.
messages.
It'll just say, hey, it'll say, how are you? Or it'll say something, you know, like whatever. It'll say something I don't want to repeat, but I'm just, instead of even reading it now, I'm just like delete.
I
And then
just
it
don't
pops
want
back
to be
up.
mean.
Then they
though.
see me
You don't wanna be
online.
mean.
Well, I mean, that's why I was trying to be nice. They tell you to have a nice day. I go, thank you. And then they just message you more.
Oh yeah. And
So
send
then
you
I don't
things.
say anything and they just keep messaging me and messaging me and messaging me. So then I just delete it and they're like, golly, am I bothering you?
Yeah.
look, social media is a big part of the problem.
It is.
For somebody like me, because I'm more of a realist, I guess. And there's so many people that are fake. And then, like, for example, a guy friend of mine messaged me and was like, "Hey, what do you know about this girl?" And I'm like, "Oh God." Like, she keeps getting back with her ex, and you know, what she pretends to be is not really what she is.
pretending. Yeah.
Like, they use AI pictures all the time or filtered pictures, which is all well and good. I mean, everybody's guilty of doing that at times. But I don't even use my Snapchat. I probably look better in real life than I do, like, even on here, because, you know, I got on wide leg pants, and I'll stand up and look better than I do on a video, you know. Or
You can't count this. This adds like 10 pounds.
well, yeah, that too. But you know, I'm always a real person. I'm just blunt and come across sometimes harsh with things I say.
Sarcastic.
Very sarcastic.
I
That's
am
my
too.
language.
That's me too.
You know, and I'll say things and it comes off as mean or whatever. But I'm pretty genuine and outspoken most of the time, instead of glossing over and pretending and being fake and telling people what they want to hear, which is like a lot of what people do on social media, pretend to be
So they can get the likes and all that.
and they pretend to be soft and sweet and all this nonsense
And
when
they're
they've really got 10 men they're stringing along
Right.
just for attention and money and
Mhm.
flowers and gifts and whatever else, and that's just, I can't compete with that.
I'm not
No,
going
I'm
to
not
compete with that.
asking anybody
I'm not-
for money.
I'm not.
No.
You know, I'm not going to. So if that's what you want, like, and he sent me a screenshot of some nonsense that she had said to him, and I'm like, okay. You want to know how many people probably got that same message?
Right.
You know, I can't be soft and fake like that.
No.
I don't want to be.
Mm-mm.
If that's what people want,
I think you could be soft.
No.
I don't, the fake part. Is
I could
not-
be soft with one person,
Right.
like, over time,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't.
Well, you
You
let your
still
guard.
is-
You let
yeah,
your
yeah, we
when you
have
have
walls up.
Yeah,
so.
when you have
Yeah,
feelings for
I
somebody,
do.
you let your guard down when you're around somebody.
Right.
That, yeah.
Right. I'm a thug on a daily basis until, you know, I get to be soft with somebody. But I don't pretend to be soft with people on a daily basis like a lot of people do. And that's what you're up against now.
You are.
So
It,
it's
like
just
you
hard.
said, AI, the regular filter, Snapchat filters, all of that. It's just a matter of be yourself and, you know,
Okay. Don't put
present
me.
that.
Don't put me on speakerphone.
Yeah, that don't ever.
Well,
do
I can
that.
tell you right now, never put Carmen on speakerphone. Then tell them what's gonna. Yeah.
No, I'll ask.
Mm-hmm.
I asked too because I'm like, I knew yesterday I was talking to one of my boss's wives and she started saying this, that, and the other, and I went to respond and I knew what I was getting ready to say, and she probably had me on speakerphone in front of a bunch of, you know, who knows what kind of people, and I was getting ready to embarrass her if I said what I was going to say, and the best thing for me to do is, you don't have me on speakerphone, do you? You know, I don't do well with that kind of stuff, so anyway, but I don't know, we just, I don't want to say we expect too much.
No, we do expect
I
too
thi-
much,
do
but I think that's
we
okay.
I think we expect a lot, but we're willing to settle for a lot less.
Oh, we definitely have settled.
Yeah.
So,
Well, like, on that note though, like, so on social media,
Mhm.
when you're in a relationship, do you put that?
I did when I was married because he asked me to.
I think
wouldn't have.
somebody's forcing someone to do that.
I wouldn't have. He sent me the link where you link and it puts who you're married to. I probably wouldn't have. I wouldn't have ever thought anything about it.
Because I see that a lot too, and I
Mhm.
think that's part of the problem too. Because if you see two people that are in a relationship, and the woman says in a relationship with such and such,
Mhm.
and the man says nothing,
Mhm.
then
I think if it has their name, well, they can put that they're like in a relationship. But if it has in the relationship and with that person's name, it'll also say it on the other person's because you have to link them to get that link to the name. But if you just say in a relationship and you put single on the other one or leave it off, you can do that. But if you put that you're in that with that person's name, it tags you and it puts you on the other person's name too.
but you can have it where it doesn't show on one now.
really,
Yes, and so
really.
that's how some people, like we were talking about, living a double life. The man can have it where there is nothing showing of.
Well, I
Or
think
he
that-
just has a whole other
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah,
honestly, I figured
And
they
that
just
too,
block
they have
that information
multiple-
from a certain person or
Mhm.
whatever. But
But then at the same time, like I've seen people that are like over the top nuts with it, like tagging them in every other thing, and I'm like, okay, you're completely overcompensating for something. Like, stop that.
Oh
You want to make sure everybody knows that they're in a relationship or something.
Yeah, I mean, I was in a whole relationship for years and years and years, and nobody ever knew it because I didn't put that mess on Facebook. I didn't want it on
It's
there.
not necessary.
No, it's nonsense to me.
No.
You're bragging at that point.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah.
I didn't.
But- Overcompensating. I like that better.
I don't.
Very good choice of words.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're
I have found though
cramming
that
down somebody's throat. And I don't.
well, I have
Exactly.
found that in the last couple of relationships that I've seen that are like that, they're fake.
Mhm.
They're really not good relationships.
They're not
No.
at all.
They're just trying to portray themselves, like you said, as somebody else or do it for attention and make everybody think that their relationship is that wonderful, and it's really not.
A lot of times they are the worst, most toxic, unhealthy,
Individuals, yeah,
very clingy and needy, and
have something to prove to somebody.
yeah. I like keeping my
And
Personal life
Why
pretty
does it
private.
need, Why does everybody need to know that?
yeah. When people start finding out about things, and
They try to cause trouble.
yeah,
Mhm.
my
You're just
relationships
setting
were
yourself up.
always best when it was just me and that person, and nobody else had to know about it.
Move in silence.
Yeah,
People don't
when
need to
everybody
know.
else started finding out about it's when the problems started happening.
What is it? They say your money, your finances, your relationship. What's the other one? There's 3. They tell you not to discuss like all that stuff on social media, like your finances, like how much wealthy you are, your relationship, and there's something else. And there's 3 things they say you should never post on social media because all it does is open it up for people to cause problems.
That's why I don't post a lot. I have people tag me and then I, repost or whatever for that.
I just
but
post a bunch of crazy stuff so nobody really knows what I'm doing or where I'm at.
I don't even have the monetized thing on mine. I have all that stuff.
I do it after the fact where I've been, and half the time I don't post where I've been. I don't normally post where I'm going,
Because you don't
and
want people to show up.
well, I've had that happen. I've been at stuff and people
She'll
walk
post it
up
after
to
we
me.
leave.
Yeah, I usually post it after the fact. I don't say, "Hey, we're here,"
Yeah.
because I did have people walk up to me trying to find me. Because they have events that you post interested or going, and I have this tendency to put going if I'm going, because that's what you're supposed to
I
do.
quit doing that.
I just put interested on all of them so I can choose between something
Yeah.
or whatever, keep it in the loop, but that way people don't know exactly where I am, and my crew kind of knows what I'm doing and where I'm going to be or whatever. But other than that, no, So,
Yeah. I just don't say anything.
see, I really didn't answer my question. So, like, if you're dating, like, what's acceptable? Like,
She said she's old fashioned.
no, but so what you're saying is once that person starts talking to you, they should not be talking to anybody else. Or is it after you've gone on one date and you have some chemistry? Then
Well, how do you mean talking to somebody else though? How do you mean talking
Like
to somebody else?
pursuing them as well.
So let's
You
say,
mean dating other people?
so let's
Or
say
like-
okay. So there's somebody on Facebook that messages you and, hey, Carmen, I hadn't seen you in a long time. Would you like to go out? You're in the get to know stage with somebody.
Well, I'm always gonna have. Okay, I'll say this. Okay, I found out. You know how women have like the "Aren't we dating the same?" whatever page. So men, when they want to know what women are up to, they send their friend to come message you and find out if they can talk to you. And I was like, oh,
See, that's crazy.
that's just dumb to me because, if the person is a fellow shit poster like I am, because I am constantly posting memes and reels and absolute hogwash, this. It's like a freaking dumpster fire on my page of just nonsense. And that's just the way I am. I just post funny shit. My life is mayhem, and so is my post. So if somebody lands in my inbox talking shit about something I posted, I'm gonna say some shit back.
Right.
That does not mean I'm trying to.
Exactly. But I'm
Oh my
talking
God.
about people that are pursuing you. So you have.
So nobody's pursuing me.
Exactly.
If they have a lick of sense at all, they're not pursuing me.
No,
I
but I'm
promise.
just saying is if a man is talking to you, trying to get to know you, and then blatantly know he's commenting and talking to other women, at what point should they stop doing that is it in the get to know stage? Is it once you've gone out once? Is it once you know there's chemistry? Is it he should never have looked at another woman to begin with for his entire life?
Okay,
what is it?
I'm kind of
Y'all gotta realize I'm new to this dating thing.
I'm also oblivious to this shit too. You're gonna have to draw a freaking map, a diagram, whatever, like on the back of the Declaration of Independence, like you're Nicolas Cage or whatever. So I know that you're interested in me and you like me, because otherwise I'm not gonna know.
You're not gonna.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Guys do not even like me at all anymore. This is how bad out of the game I am. I do not have anybody like me or like ask me out or anything.
But did you notice she did call it the game?
Mm-hmm.
It is, because it's a game.
Exactly.
It's a game.
It's a game. It's not.
That's why I said I don't think I even want to be in a relationship with anybody.
It's like shoots and ladders. You climb up 2 steps and they knock you down a dang slide. It's a game.
So then you go left and date somebody else.
What's a
Or
date?
not.
I have not been on a date in, what month is this? No.
I can't say that.
You been on a date recently? Or you been on a date recently? Are you holding out?
I just was in a relationship for 6 months.
Oh, that's true.
Not that I really want to call it that, but it was.
Well, I mean, have you been on a date since then?
Have I had sex? No.
Ooh. I'm not answering that one. Carmen, you got anything to add?
No.
What's your status?
I have no status, no nothing.
That cracked me up.
Yeah. No wonder I'm so moody. But yeah, I don't know. Nobody. Yeah, so somebody would have to like send a smoke signals or like fly
if you
a plane. Hey, dumbass, I like you. Will you go on a date with me?
But see, if you got on a dating app, you would know that they wanted.
No.
But see, that's the
I
thing.
just think those are hogwash
We've already
shit
talked.
as
Yeah,
well.
we've already talked about that. How
Yeah, no.
because I mean, it's just basing it off looks, and
Not
it's just
happening.
not. Yeah, there's nothing that's gonna. This just those are just hookup sites, or I think for me it would be just everybody's in the get to know stage.
See, it would be my luck that somebody would get like a pigeon, a carrier pigeon or something, to like ask me on a date or something, and I have a bird dog.
And it would kill it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See?
That's pretty far fetched out there.
I think we're related.
I mean, she did say that she said the exact same thing that you did, that she fixes them and sends them out on her
I
way.
do. I send them to their forever
I don't even know.
home.
But the thing is, you date them and do that. I don't even think she dates
I
them.
don't. I'm friends with everyone.
Yeah, she stops it before it gets set and tries to just help them.
I do.
She keeps them in the
too.
she keeps them in the friend zone.
Yeah, I've done that too.
I mostly keep them in the friend zone. Some of them, well, there's like 2 guys that I kind of liked. I did like them, but I never said anything. And then they ended up liking somebody else, like, after I talked to them for a little bit. Because now they freaking, like, think women are supposed to make the move or something. No. Grow a set of nuts. Like, do something.
So you told them after the fact?
No.
Oh, you never did tell them?
No.
Just keep that to yourself.
Yep. No. Move along. Yeah. Go to your whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But what if he had wanted to know?
Nope. Too late now. Bye.
They should have made it perfectly clear to you if they had intention.
Yeah, like if they liked me, then they would have done something about
I
it.
think some of these men would sit around and wait on women. It's just
I
like
can't
crazy.
do it.
It's
Yeah, no.
crazy. That's not me either.
I
Yeah.
would see where they're intimidated by her, though.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
But you shouldn't be intimidated. Well, and I did have one. I was at this place around the corner from the dance studio one day, and I was with a guy friend, and I get a text from a dude at the bar talking about, I thought you were single, and I was like, I am. Well, why are you sitting over there at the bar? I'm at the thing with a dude, and I was like, because he's my friend. If you can't walk over here and talk to me, then it's never going to happen, dude. Get a set of nuts. Like,
So he thought just because you were sitting with a man, and see, that's what my friend was telling me about hanging out with all these guys that I do. all this car stuff that we do, they all say that there's no way that I'm ever going to meet anybody at any of those places we go to because they don't know which guy I'm dating. I'm like, y'all youngins. I mean, it ought to be obvious.
When I say I'm single, I mean it. And then I work with guys all day, every day. I work with my hands. I help build props at the dance studio. Like, that's what I do. And when I say I get off work from my regular job and I go to the dance place and I build sets and whatever, and that's what I'm doing. I'm the only girl. And I'm hanging out with guys, so 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be around a guy. I mean, they're all married and stuff, but you can't be intimidated by that. So, I don't know. Super lame, but whatever.
I don't know. I've been told I can be intimidating too, so I don't get it.
3 intimidating women all sitting together. It's great.
Fun times.
So the men that are watching this, maybe give us some feedback. You never do, but I'm asking now.
I don't know. I haven't
now.
checked the email in a while. I'll check the email just to be on the safe side.
Just for the love of God, please just say.
I usually get some messages, but I get them on social media.
Well, message us, please, so we know what it is. Like, is it that you want a woman to approach you? Because that's probably not going to happen. Or is it that, why won't you approach someone who's intimidating? Other than to get shot down.
Yeah.
I mean, life's chances. You have to take chances. And apparently you have to write it on the back of a Declaration of Independence for her.
Or fly it on a plane.
Yeah, or a plane. Or a plane.
Hot air balloon?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
That works.
That would take effort.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, minimal effort.
That's a lot of effort.
That's a lot of effort. You can just do
That's a lot of effort.
minimal effort is okay too. I mean,
yeah, like call me up and say, hey, you want to go out this weekend?
hey, text back.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Oh.
Well, I don't know. I don't text first. Usually, unless it's something to do with my car.
No, I mean,
Yeah. I'm not texting you first.
I don't text first.
We have to be really good friends for me to text you
At
first.
least when I text you back, text me back. Come on.
What, you want it to keep going?
Yes.
Did you ask him a question?
I respond, you respond.
What if you don't want to respond and they keep messaging you?
Well, I mean, I did have one guy
No,
that
I'll
messaged
ghost.
himself
If
for
I don't
3
want a response,
months.
I'll just ghost. Well, yeah.
Again, I don't want to be, okay, if
I can't
anybody that
answer
is
people.
sending me messages on Facebook right now is sending me messages and I'm not responding to you, it's because I don't want to date anyone. Period.
Here, let me rephrase that. So if I don't answer you on Facebook, 1, I think you're either married, 2, you're in a relationship, or 3, we've never met, so I don't want to be in the get to know stage with somebody that I don't know. Because I mean, like, I haven't met you in person.
Right. I think that is a big thing. When you meet in person, then you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's looks, first of all. Okay, no. And then if you look okay, and I still haven't met you, so I don't know your personality. You could be an asshole, like Carmen says, or you just be an asshole. But meeting someone through a private message, I mean, no. That's just like the dating site. That's as bad as a dating site. That's almost like using social media for a dating site. Yeah. And if you live in a foreign country, why are you even messaging me?
Why is it, though, when they send you a friend request that automatically in their head they think, oh,
message her?
Yes.
I'm
That's
going
what
to
I'm
talk
saying.
to her.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, don't they think they need to read the room first?
I think they need to send us $1,000 if they think we're going to receive.
Oh, I started sending money requests.
Did you?
When they
Cash
yes.
app. Here's my cash
You
app.
want to say, hey, $50?
So I had one guy who was
They never do
No,
that.
and what I did have one guy send me money that I didn't ask for. So the guy that was talking to himself, which I have several of those, but there was one particular guy that was talking to himself a lot. He just cash apped me. No, or was it? Maybe it's PayPal'd me. He PayPal'd me the old school way. And then he asked me for his money back. Like 2 weeks later, I seen the message come across that he asked me for his money back because I hadn't said anything to him.
Well, okay, so you just were saying.
So I wonder if I ask for money, whether they really send it. Maybe I should start asking
You
for
should
money.
start-
And
you
just
should
Put your
definitely
cash
start.
app on there, and if they really want to talk to you, they will send you money on your cash app. Let's all 3 do that and see who wins.
Oh, it will not be me because they don't want to talk to me that bad.
Okay, here's the new thing. All right, so how are we going to do this?
I don't know.
So-
we could have a bet going.
We're going to have a bet going. Okay, so how are we going to do this? So anybody that DMs us
Mm-hmm.
through the big social media
Mhm.
platform that we're talking about,
Mhm.
right? It starts with an F. Anybody that messages you that you do not know, you have to send them your Cash App. Okay?
I don't
So-
have Cash App. You know I got kicked off of there.
Well, give them a Venmo or something.
It's not even possible.
Yeah, she's the second person I know that said they got kicked off Cash
No,
App.
listen, this makes zero sense, okay? Because I used to say some absurd things in the comments when I would send or receive
Oh
money.
yeah.
I would say it was for
Oh, you did not.
inappropriate things.
Did you really?
Every time. But then the one time
You put on it that was for a blowjob, didn't you?
I said hookers and blood. I would do it
I
every
told you
time.
I know her. I know her.
I would say for coochie payments, for hookers and blow, for
Oh,
you name it,
my gosh.
every single time. But then the one time that somebody said it was for laptop repair, I got banned for violation of terms.
That is about
Because you put
stupid.
laptop repair.
Laptop repair.
Can you not go on there and have a whole new checking account and all that?
Well, it links to your social
Mm-hmm.
and all that. So once it links to your social, you're
Can you not do Venmo?
same reason.
You got banned off of there too?
Yes. Violation of terms.
What else is there?
I have
PayPal.
Is there Chime and PayPal? Is there something?
I have
else?
Chime. I have
Do you have Chime?
Apple Pay. I
Okay.
have Facebook.
There you go. Apple Pay for you.
So she's gonna list her Apple Pay or Chime or whatever. You're gonna list your Cash,
Cash
App. I'm gonna do Cash App. So anytime that someone messages you, starting from right now, what time is it? Is it even 8? I don't have my watch on. Okay, we're gonna start at like 8:30. So at 8:30 tonight, anytime someone messages you on Facebook that you do not know, not people you went to school with, not family members, nobody you've met in person, nobody you know through somebody you know and you kind of mutually know, somebody you just don't know that randomly message you. So we're gonna post our Cash App or whatever. So are we gonna say why we're doing it, or we're just gonna send it in there? Or are we gonna say?
Send Cash App.
So are you gonna say in order to talk to me you have to send such and such dollar amount, or are you just gonna put your Cash App?
You can just say Cash App and whatever it is.
So how
Or
much are we
whatever your
asking? How much are we
Apple Pay is.
asking for each time?
I don't care if it's $1. If they'll send it, let's try that. Just see if it works.
Well, I know I can get $1 because I put one of those things as a joke on Facebook about trying to buy 500, and people started sending me $1 left and right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I mean, I never did accept any of them. One of my friends, he goes, "You didn't take my dollar." I was like, "I know it was a joke, dude."
But
But
see, this won't air until tomorrow, so
ooh, we'll get to update everybody next week, though. So, how much are we asking for? Or can we just go big, depending on how they sound?
I don't know if you saw the post I had, but there is an application fee to date me. So, $500.
Ooh. I probably could get some dates that way. Oh, I might have to go out with them, though, if they pay me.
That's lowballing though. I really, it's going to have to be way more.
I don't know, is this illegal? This might be illegal. For dates, it would be illegal. It would be illegal for dates. You can't do that. That's illegal.
It's not sex.
Listen, don't nobody want to date me for free.
Oh, okay, well, never mind.
It's not sex. We're not paying for sex. It's a date. Plus, you got to go through 10 other people
I
that have
can't get a date
questions.
for free. What you talking about?
Charging
$500.
$5 application fee. Maybe we should put the amount of money at our discretion based
Oh
on
my
the type
gosh.
of person that messages us.
Mm.
But we're going to see who has the most money at the end of the
I
week.
have 3/4 of the United States to finish dating, so I mean, I'm just saying.
I hope they don't all message you tonight. I'm going to lose a bit.
So, speaking of, you said the get to know you question. Is that not exhausting?
Oh yeah, somebody asked me what my favorite color is one more time.
I am so over it.
Just stab my eye with a
But-
fork.
well,
I can't do the, oh my God.
I'm not allowed.
siblings do you have?
I don't
No.
No, I don't really get a lot of that though.
I
It's
don't
like
want-
good
I
morning.
don't care. I don't
It's
wanna
like good
know.
morning. Hey, how are you? How was your day?
No.
And then most of them go straight into like wanting to go out on a date, or are you dating, or are you married? Are you single?
Mm-mm.
And I know where it's going, and I'm like, it ain't happening, dude. No.
Yeah.
But for $500, I may have to eat dinner with them.
That's the application fee. You haven't even got to the date yet.
I just want to know who in the heck's going to pay $500. Okay.
For the application.
I'm gonna have $0 in my cash app.
I
I'll tell
won't
you that
have,
right now.
nobody's going to pay to go on a date with me, I just have that.
She said that was the application fee. I hate to see how much she's going to charge for the date.
Yeah, where are you going on a date?
Wherever I want.
I know, right? For that kind of price.
What she's going to do is she's going to hold out for that one big wheel to wind up the week for her, and we're going to be sending out ones for $5.
Oh my gosh. I'm holding out for one person in particular right now, and that is the only one that I'm going to go on a date with.
I'd like to know who this is.
I know.
You already know. Huh? You already know. We can't say it on here.
Well, you're going to have to give me a hint.
I'll tell you after we're done rolling. How about that?
Let me think about this. Who are we waiting on?
Only one in particular.
I don't think I have a one in particular. Carmen, do you have a one in particular? I kind of think you do. Based on our conversation Saturday.
Do you have somebody you like?
She does.
I don't like anybody. I don't even like
Oh
myself.
my gosh, you were supposed to be honest on this thing.
I don't even like myself most of the time. No.
I have days like that. I don't. I was just having that conversation with her before you got here. Like, it's just, you just have days like that. But you have to pick yourself back up. I feel like we're trying to work on this positive energy. We both have talked about it, so we're trying to work on this
I'm
positive
going to feel
energy.
really positive if I have a bunch of money in my account at the end of the week.
Yeah, I mean, that will make me feel very positive.
I'll take y'all out to dinner.
I mean,
Y'all think I'm kidding? We doing this.
Oh, I'm going to put it on there. If somebody messages me. But right now, it's like between three guys. They just keep talking to each other. So...
They talking to each other or talking to themselves?
No, to themselves. Like, they're just talking to themselves. So I'm like,
Did you tell them about the application fee?
no. Well, yeah. I mean, it's on my page.
You have it on your page?
Yeah, because
Posted?
it was a thing about.
Is it in the news feed or is it at the top of your page?
No, it's in the news feed. It was one of the things that was a
Oh.
couple posts ago.
Oh, I can set up an auto response. They have those things where you can set up an auto response, I think. Can't you do that?
I don't know if you can on there.
I have one on
I don't
Facebook,
know.
I
but
know
it's
you
for a
can
business.
on,
I have one on a business page.
Oh,
It's an
yeah,
auto
you can.
response.
On business, you can.
But can you do it on
I
personal?
don't
I
think
don't
you
know.
can on personal.
I don't think
Oh, that would have been so much fun.
But it is still a business, isn't it? Because it's a monetized thing, right? So it
Yeah,
should.
but I don't think it's considered a business.
Maybe not. But,
I don't have my page set up like that.
But if it's a business, I think you can do the
Yeah,
automated.
because I don't think I can do that on my personal one. So it means I'm going to have to type I need to figure out what the Cash App is. Yeah. Application fee.
Yeah.
Date fee.
But you could just put application fee, $500, Cash App for gifts and whatever it is that you're looking for. 25, 50, 100, 75, whatever you want. You know.
Here I said I wasn't going to ask anybody for money.
I know you just got that out of your mouth. But it's pretty funny though, because money talks.
Well, I like a challenge.
Well, I
So I will
challenged
talk to
her
y'all at
today.
the end of the week.
I
We'll
just
have to give
challenged
everybody
her.
an update. Yes. Are y'all going to do this or you're going to maybe be the only one?
No,
to do
if
it?
somebody messages me and I don't know who they are.
Carmen,
I
are
had
you
somebody
in?
call the other night.
I mean,
Are you in?
I'll ask them for money. I'm not gonna get any, but I'll ask them.
Okay. So we have to know the number of people that message.
You know, I'm a smart ass. The last time somebody called me on Messenger and asked me for butthole pictures at 2 a.m. No,
You answered? I've never answered any of those.
I let it go to they sent me a voice recording. And then I started forwarding it to people that were awake. And then he saw I was forwarding it and deleted it. It was so disappointing.
Yeah, if somebody calls me on one of those things in the middle of the
Oh,
night,
it was 2 o'clock in the morning when I got one the
I
other night.
blocked those people.
Yeah,
I
don't
did,
do
I
that.
blocked him.
He was gonna pay $150 and then he was, my dog was disappointed he didn't get his $150 to send a butthole pictures to my
That is
dog.
hilarious. Oh my god.
So it's on the next time I take my dog out in public and he sees that guy because he didn't get his $150.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Okay.
I did feel bad though. The guy that did call, it was his birthday, and then I just went in there and blocked him. But his name was Usman. I'm not dating somebody named Usman.
You looked and saw
Hey, you could have been on 90 Day Fiance.
So you looked and saw it was his birthday?
It came up as soon as I went to go block him. It said it's his birthday.
Oh, you blocked him on his birthday.
But he called me at 2 o'clock in the morning.
It's probably 9 o'clock. No, it's probably 5:30 in the afternoon over there.
I
Where
don't
he's
know,
at.
but it was his birthday.
He was calling to tell you.
So sorry, Usman.
You were going to get him his green card.
Well, most of the ones that call me too are foreigners. The ones that call me in the middle of the night. I've been lucky so far. I have not had any in the middle of the night here recently. Thank goodness. Those come from real people.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be like message you at 3 a.m. or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
You know, so anyway.
All right, so this is our.
That's how we're going to end this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a goal for the end of the week.
Okay.
Ought to be interesting. Game on, ladies.
So we didn't torture you too much, did we?
No, I survived.
I know.
Yeah, we didn't make you say too much or
I giggled. I giggled
Yeah.
every time though, so I
Yeah.
can't help it.
try to keep it lighthearted and have fun. And I see Carmen finish her drink like I did.
Yeah, I have the bigger glass though. I'm gonna. That's
Girl, when you get tired of it, you just move it over here and I'll drink it during
Oh
the
my
show.
gosh.
You know.
I think it's because it gives me acid reflux. So it's too much.
All right, you guys stay tuned because we're going to give y'all an update on our Cash App situation. Now, y'all don't do that. The ones I know, do not try to get me in the lead and have to buy these girls dinner by sending me money. Because I'm not going to ask y'all for any money if I already know
How do you know they aren't going to send us a message and send us money?
They can Ooh! That's going to happen. That's going to happen.
So I think we should start it after this airs though.
Maybe so.
That's what we. And not starting tonight. Give it a little bit of time.
Oh, my guys are not going to send me money if they're going to send it to y'all. Okay. That means y'all get to buy me dinner. This may work
If I
out.
get a $500 application fee, we go and have steak.
All right, so you guys stay tuned, and we will see how this works out at the end of the week. And if it doesn't, y'all may be seeing pictures of our feet or something by the end of the next week. I don't know. We're just gonna keep it lighthearted and fun.
And my dog's butthole.
No, we're not doing that. No, I thought you meant yours. I didn't know you meant the dog.
He asked for mine, and I said the dogs are not specific.
I think that's hilarious.
Well, anyway, y'all have a wonderful evening. We appreciate y'all tuning in, and until next time, good night.
Good night.